Welcome to my stay-at-home workout. Today it's upper body pull day, and as you might be able to tell from the set here, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. So row variations can be kind of difficult to pull off depending on the equipment you have and the furniture that you have. So I'm going to show you guys a few ways that you can do a few different kinds of rows and actually some upper body push work as well using a door and a band. So that's all the equipment I've got for today. But before we get to that upper body stuff, of course, I always start with a little bit of core bracing, and that's going to be no different even though we're not using a mat or anything like that, and I'll show you how. So one thing that we're going to do is a little bit of a side crunch, but we're going to do it with a band for added resistance. So you're going to take this band. My band, by the way, is about a 1/2 inch in width, but the tension is totally up to you, the size of the band, whatever. That's all up to you, and you can even use different ones if you want. Now I'm standing on both parts of this band, right? I'm going to get a little bit of tension here. I'm going to stand up tall. This band wants to pull me down, right? There's tension on it right now. Now I want to keep my core tight, my ribs down, my hips locked out. Basically, I'm just standing straight. Now I'm going to go into this pull here. I'm going to lean into that, and then I'm just going to straighten up. I'm going to keep that core tight the whole time and keep those ribs down. And I'm basically just doing this 10 times, and that's going to wake up the obliques for sure. Of course, I'm going to do it on both sides. This side first, and I'm just getting tall. The idea here is I'm getting tall. I'm not twisting my torso, right? I'm not twisting at the trunk. You can do this with a dumbbell in your hand for sure. You've probably seen that. Maybe you've even done that at the gym before. It's a nice exercise for introducing stability around the spine for sure. A few more here. 2 more. And relax. Just going to let that band go. You're going to pick up the other side. Hopefully it's equal basically. Going to get up tall to start, ribs down, core nice and tight. You're going to lean into that. And then you're going to straighten up like so. Little squeeze at the top. Really reset your breath, squeeze those abs, and make sure that the next rep looks the same as the last one did. Halfway there. Once again, we're not twisting in the trunk, we're just bending to the side. If you find yourself twisting, probably means the weight or the tension is too much. That's 10 there. Now the other one we're going to do, and you will need a wall for this, so hopefully you have a wall near your door. We're just going to do some wall sits. So this is a nice core activation for the frontal abdominals and the deeper abdominals. Plus it kind of like wakes our legs up as well because it's a bit of a squat variation, though it is also a static hold. Basically you're just going to sit against that wall. I like to get nice and parallel here. So this 90-degree bend in the legs. I'm going to have my shoulders back, I'm going to have my head back, I'm going to have my ribs down, I'm going to try not to let my spine arch. And I'm just going to chill here for 20 seconds. So we're already halfway there. And it does get kind of tough. The lower you're sitting, the tougher it's going to get. So this is kind of something to work up to, this depth. Doesn't have to be that deep to begin with. That's totally up to you once again. And let's relax. We're going to do each of those one more time, and then we're going to hit some band work on the door. That's going to be 4 different exercises. We are going to be prioritizing upper body pull, so most of it is going to be some kind of row variation, but they're all going to be a little bit different, hitting different areas of the back. So don't worry, we're not going to hit the same thing over and over. But of course, it will be a little bit different than usual because we're not going to do any squat or hinge work today. All right, let's hit each one of those one more time. I'm going to stand on that band. We have a little bit of tension on that band to start. It wants to pull me down. Core tight, ribs down. I'm going to go with it. And then I'm going to get tall. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Relax, letting go of that end. Same thing on this end, a little bit of tension to start, ribs down, go with it, and get tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Relaxing there. We're going to hit that wall sit one more time. If you find the wall sit is too easy for you, you can always put a little bit of weight in your lap, right? There's all kinds of variations we can do with the wall sit. I'm just keeping it simple today, okay? I'm going to slide down into that 90-degree bend here, shoulders back. Your hands can kind of be chilling as long as your shoulders are back and your head's back. And we got those ribs down, that core nice and tight. That back is not going to be glued to the wall necessarily. Everybody's going to have a little bit of an arch there most likely, but you do want to make sure that your ribs aren't popping, there's not like a huge gap there. You should be able to just maybe slide your fingers in. That's about it. We got a few more seconds here, folks. We're just chilling. Want to drive through the heels. That's a nice little tip. That activates this rear chain of muscles here, which is going to keep you in this position. Okay, let's relax. All right, so on to some band work. Got a couple that we're going to start with that are going to involve the band being at the top of the door. Now, pretty much a way that you can do this is if you've got a nice heavy door that's going to stay closed. This one's super heavy, it's like burglar proof. You can just pretty much close the door on the band. Another way you can do it, if you wanted to get a little trickier, you could basically wrap the band around a stick, put the stick on the other side, and then close the door. So then the band's just pulling on the stick and the stick is caught. You know, something like that will work too. But for most people, I think the simplest way will probably be best. There's going to be a blast of light as I open this door. I'm sorry about that. Oh yeah, that's like the Ark of the Covenant. That's kind of fun. For me anyway. Okay, so that door is closed nice and solid. I know it's not going to open on me because it automatically locks, so that's a nice feature of this door. A couple things we're going to do. One, we're going to do a seated pull-down variation. We're going to do that for 8 reps, and then we're going to stand up and we're going to do a push-down. So pull and push, right? That pull-down is going to open up, it's going to hit the back, excuse me. It's going to hit the biceps a little bit as well, but basically it's mostly middle lats. And then the push down is tricep focus. You can get a little chest and shoulders in there too, most likely. Okay, so we're gonna do the pull down first, all right? So you're gonna get seated with this one. I'm actually gonna sit with my legs sort of splayed out like so, okay? And I'm gonna have my shoulders back and down. I don't wanna be shrugging up around my ears, which is gonna be a big temptation with this one. You can adjust the tension of your band as you see fit. Basically, you want that band to be able to come down, but you want a little bit of tension on it to start. All right, from this position, I'm going to keep my ribs down, my core nice and tight, and basically, I'm just pulling down like so, just like that. We're going to do 8 of those. I hope that makes sense to you. Basically, just pulling down, arms are straight, elbows are locked out, okay? So this is a variation of something you've probably seen with a machine in the gym, but we're doing a little bit differently today, okay? All right, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Relax there. We're going to stand up. That band is still hanging there. So what we're going to do, you're going to see this one from the back, but it's actually probably the best way to see this one. First, I'm going to grab the band in both hands, all right? And then I'm going to keep my elbows stuck to my sides. From here, I'm going to start, I like to start about collarbone level with that grip, all right? And from here, I'm pushing down and out while keeping the elbows stuck to the sides. So at the bottom, I'm going to push down here, and then my fists kind of turn out like that, right about waist level, okay? Down and out. So you can feel those triceps kind of turning out. You can feel a little bit of pump in there. We're going to do 10 of these, okay? Sorry, we're going to do 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that one is a push down. It's not a pull down. I'm sure you felt that as you were pushing, that it's activating totally different, even opposite muscles than it was when you were pulling, right? And that's just a general rule for this band stuff. Try to make sure that you're doing the one that you intend to be doing, because it's easy to get confused. All right, we're gonna hit that for 2 more sets each, all right? And we'll keep it fairly snappy. All right, we're gonna get in that position like so. We're gonna go shoulders back and down, core's nice and tight, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time with the push downs. You see I got those elbows glued nice and tight to my side. I start about here, and then I'm gonna push down. I'm sort of turning out with those hands at the bottom, okay? 8 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Little breather, then we're going to hit those one more time. So these ones should be pretty self-explanatory. Once you do them a couple of times, you kind of get the idea, and you kind of see how, even though they look kind of similar, they're really quite the opposite. Okay. Once again, really what's important here is we're not like leaning back, right? And we're also not leaning forward like that. We want to keep upright in the spine, nice straight line from the tailbone to the top of the head, rib cage down to make sure that we're not popping, we're not arching in the back, right? That's not what we want, all right? Shoulders back and down, we don't want to be shrugging. Going for 8 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and one more time on the tricep pushdowns, keeping those elbows glued to the side. 1, 2, 3, don't lean forward, don't lean back. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, guys, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna switch up the position of the band. So, sorry for the blast of holy light once again. This time, just gonna get a little sneaky with it. We're gonna put it around the doorknob, all right? So it's around the doorknob on the outside. You wanna make sure you can close that door with that band secured around the doorknob, like so. I'm gonna lock that so it doesn't pop open on me. So basically now I have a band about halfway down. This allows me to do different sorts of rows that are gonna light up different muscles. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a half kneel row, which is going to activate the lats, but it's also going to be a little bit more of a bicep focus. And then we're going to do a wide elbow row, which is for the rear shoulder, so sort of rear deltoid row on that one. We're going to start with that half kneel row. So obviously we're going to get into a half kneel. That means one knee's down, one knee's forward like that. The arm that I'm pulling with is the same side as the knee that's down. Once again, I'm sure you know, we're going to keep tall to the top of the head. We're going to keep those ribs down. We're actually going to keep this shoulder blade in a packed position. So that means I don't want to start like this with it pulling my shoulder blade forward. I want to reset that shoulder blade back and down, away from the ear, a little bit of tension to begin. And when I pull back, I'm not going to go like this because now my shoulder blade's out of position again. I'm actually just going to squeeze that elbow into the side, and I'm keeping a lot of space here. So that's the idea here. Probably less of a range of motion than you expect, but that doesn't mean you're not working as hard. Trust me, you're working smart. Okay, so we're going to do 8, then we're going to switch our whole orientation and do 8 on the other side. Okay, nice slow squeeze. 1, 2, keeping that shoulder blade where it's at. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, folks, so I'm just going to switch the whole orientation here. My legs are now the opposite hand. Once again, shoulder blade packed, shoulders back and down. Nice tight core, ribs are down. Slow squeeze to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And from here, we don't even have to change our position that much. Notice I got both knees down, so I'm going to tall kneel now. All right, from here, Once again, my shoulders are back and down, but my elbows actually this time are going to be high, and I'm going to pull in like so. So I don't shrug as I pull in. I keep those elbows high, about shoulder level. And you notice I'm basically bringing that band right to my chest. So it's just a straight pull back. That's going to light up in here. If you feel it in your neck, reset. Bring those shoulder blades back and down. The best cue I've heard is stick your shoulder blades in your back pockets. All right, so that's a great way to reset the shoulder blades, and really important to do before pretty much any row. Okay, core tight, ribs down, shoulder blades in your back pockets. Let's go for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're going to relax. All right. Just going to breathe for about 20 seconds here. We're going to do 2 more sets just like that. So we got the half kneel row on each side, and then we got our tall kneel wide elbow row. After that, we've pretty much hit all levels of the lats. We got a little biceps, we got a little tricep push work in there as well as a nice little bonus. So that'll be it for today after these next couple of sets. Okay. Once again, we got that half kneel. All right, shoulder blade in your back pocket, right? Nice and packed, little tension to start with right here. Core's tight, ribs are down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switching it up, same deal here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Once again, shoulder blades back and down. We're going to keep those elbows nice and high, but we're not going to be shrugging. Core is nice and tight, all right? Lock those hips out. When you're in this tall kneel, what you don't want to happen and what's tempting to happen is to get like this or also to get like that. So just lock those hips out. Stay nice and tight in this area here, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Little rest before we hit our final set. All right, folks, this one's going to be it. And we are done for the day. I hope this has given you kind of a good variety of different ways that you can incorporate the band into your upper body pull work. You don't have to do all these things at once in one workout. You might want to mix it up like I usually do and do a full body workout. But I figured, well, I've got it set up this way, I'll just show you a whole bunch of them. Obviously, if you've got like a pull-up bar set in your house, then you're pretty much set, because you can do not only all kinds of pull-up variations, but you can do band pull-down and push-down stuff from that too. So that's a great device to have, but in case you don't, a door works pretty well too. Okay, shoulder back and down. Once again, lots of space here, core tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switching it up. Same deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's get into that tall kneel. Hips locked out, core is nice and tight, shoulders in your back pockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And relax. All right, folks, that's all I've got for you today. If you want to go from here into a little bit more work, I'd recommend maybe a little core work to bookend things, but it's totally good by me if we just move into a little cool down, recover, get your protein, and I will see you back here in about 24 hours. Take care.